there's a topic we need to have, okay? Together on a table, let's have a tea and talk about it. Prior to coming to Egypt, I was on I looked at different TikToks and, we did our research on what's to be done and everything, right? So, and yes, don't come for me. I also read on Facebook. So, they are like travel groups for specific cities. And since we landed in Hurghada, that is the travel group I went into, okay? Tell me why one of the main questions there is one, there were literally people that said, can I leave my bag in the hotel room when I leave, or is it not going to be safe there? Maybe your bag might grow legs and walk away. I don't know. It's the whole implication that Egyptians, or generally people outside of your country, are like thieves. And it's like kind of your racism coming through, But that's not even here nor there, because why the hell am I seeing so many tourists, particularly from America, that are complaining that Egyptians are trying to upsell things to tourists? Listen, you come from a country where tipping is mandatory. You come from a country where tipping is mandatory. Your waiters in your fucking Chick-fil-A and what's the other one called? Chick-fil-A and anyway, all the other fast food, trash food, chemical foods, all the other, you know what I'm talking about, okay? Your waiters in your first world nation depend on wages on tips to raise their wages, okay? Let me repeat again. You, as an American, come from a country where people earn like, I don't know, $7, $8, whatever the fuck it may be, and need tips to make a living. They economically and financially depend on tipping. So tipping in the US is obviously mandatory. Then you come to our countries as a tourist and you complain that you're being scammed. First and foremost, nobody's scamming you. If you don't want to buy it, get your ass out. Okay? If you don't want to buy whatever the fuck it is, just leave. Nobody in the entire African continent is going to force you to buy something. You can just get the fuck away. Okay? It's called free will. I know that's kind of wild for an American, but free will exists, especially in Africa, It's not just like... Anyway. Then the second part of this entire conversation that we need to talk about is the fact that the Western world literally came to Africa to steal. The British Museum would be empty if everything was taken back to where it originally came from. America is not an exception. Just because they directly did not have, pharaoh artifacts or whatever in their museums doesn't mean they didn't steal, okay? Because receiving stolen goods is still participating in the crime. Let's not forget that, okay? So again, I want to just say that again so that we don't forget it. We can collectively remember, you come from a country where your people depend on tips for living. They need tips to pay their fucking bills, okay? To buy their 17 gallons of milk at Walmart, right? Then you come to Africa and you look down on Africans for actually hustling. Because one thing you will never not do is not put respect on the hustle of Africans. Because Africans can actually work, okay? We all know that Europeans, Americans, white people, they literally travel the world so that they don't have to work, okay? So that they can outsource the labor, aka kidnap people to do the labor for them and therefore create slavery. But that's a different topic altogether. You then come here and you complain. From the moment you come to your all-inclusive hotel where you will be eating nothing but continental food because you think eating Egyptian food is going to give you a bad belly. Listen, it's not our fault that you are not used to seasonings. It's not our fault that you are not used to actually natural food. okay, where if you actually eat like baba ganoush or something like this, there's actual fruits inside, vegetables inside. It's not our fault that your immunity system and your entire digestion system is fucked up because the only thing you consume in America is like chemically produced nonsense. On the African continent, food is actually real. That's a wild concept for you. Because tell me why people in these groups were like, can I use the water in Egypt to brush my teeth, or should I go and buy bottled water, please? How about you go and use ocean water? By the way, I'm assuming that the ocean water is still going to be cleaner than the water you guys have in America, but who knows? And on top of that, because that's not enough, y'all are stingy and greedy and ignorant as fuck. Because first of all, why am I seeing tourists walking around like literally half naked during Ramadan? And I don't even care if you're Muslim. You're coming to a Muslim country during the most sacred month of the year. Can you just cover the fuck up? Nobody's asking you to wear any niqab or no, but I mean, can you pack them titties back? Can you stuff them back and just like wear something for a change? I know Americans don't respect other people. They don't even respect themselves enough to actually have a functioning government. So of course you don't respect other people, but could you at least, since you're trying to be a tourist, be so kind and just be respectful towards the cultures you're traveling to? And then the whole scamming thing. Listen, it is one thing to accuse somebody to be a scammer, when in reality, they just want to take advantage of you, because as they should. Because, I don't know, you pay $3,575.78 for your fucking all-inclusive resort so that you can have dinner and snacks and cocktails and breakfast and whatever, everything included, but you cannot tip somebody, I don't know, fucking £5, $5, €5, because then they are scammers. That's actually a wild concept, That's actually kind of ignorant. Because if you have spent thousands of euro on flights, on hotels and everything, just respect the people. It's not that hard. It's not scamming just because they're trying to upsell it, okay? It's called demand. If there's a demand, the price increases. So if you demand something, the price might increase. You can still negotiate. It's just you just don't have the abilities. And by the way, I find it kind of wild that you call North Africans scammers while looking at your current government. It's kind of like the call comes from inside the house, While you're pointing fingers at us, they're like, I don't know, enough fingers pointing back at you. So maybe if you can't stand it, because I'm sick and tired of seeing videos about the traffic, about, oh, this is the real Egypt, this is the tourist Egypt. Yeah, that's how it is. That's why tourism is a thing. So you go to touristy areas, and then there are places where people live their daily lives. And if you can't stand that, how about you stay the fuck away? Because why are you acting as if your fucking, I don't know, LA doesn't have shitholes? Literal veterans that served your country living on the roads of America, and you want to shit on Egypt or Tunisia or Morocco or Jordan or whatever because it doesn't fit your narrative of beauty? You're from the US. Humble your fucking selves. Y'all don't even use seasonings in your food. You have no business in calling anything ugly or not while you're eating chemically produced cheese that doesn't even melt. Shh.